Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So this is chapter 2 of the side quest. And if you did watch the end of chapter 1, you'll realize that they're trying to revive Galliard for Helena's sake. Also, you can see that Bianca has been very involved in both chapter 1 and chapter 2. And I would imagine all the way to chapter 4, being that she is one of the featured 5 stars in the banner. With her, there are a lot of unanswered questions. And you will see some of those answers at the end of chapter 2. I would also love to see her personal quest. So if any of you have pulled a Bianca 5-star, feel free to share in the comments below. Apparently, she also has had a sort of previous relationship with Galliard. Now, it hasn't been expanded on yet, but I wonder if it's romantic. Well, Helena better watch out then. In this episode, Leoback also reappears and has control of a super weapon from the future, I am assuming. Now, again, if you haven't gotten Levia, in that episode, he is able to actually control a duplicate version of upgraded version of Leviathan and used it to attack our hero. So he obviously has a lot of powers at his disposal. It also is very interesting that he is a duplicate version of Galliard. So we're wondering where that came from. Now later on in this chapter, Renry is the senior COA, which is obviously one of those secret kind of like the FBI type groups helping to patrol El Zion. Keep in mind that Seti is also part of this agency, and he is one of the bonus characters if you do the dungeons for the side quest. Now remember Sebastia's fiance, so to speak? He has some involvement as a senior KMS executive, and remember that the KMS is basically a high-tech company that has a lot of, shall we say, dirty tentacles all over. So obviously we have to wonder whether or not Leo himself is innocent, or is there more to it and him trying to get close to Sebastian. On another note, I really do enjoy the conspiracy in these stories. Man, the Another Eden story writers are excellent, and it keeps you guessing and draws you into the storyline. Do you guys feel that way as well? I will say, I know that, again, some of you may feel that reading the storyline and not able to skip the storyline can be a little tedious, but I really do enjoy reading through the different character quests and a lot of the dialogue, just to kind of learn a little bit more about the world of Another Eden. It's only a pity that, you know, a lot of the information is actually hidden behind story quests. Like for example, Seti is actually introduced later on in this chapter as well, and of course he is an information specialist, and he also has control of 2 drones. Being that I do have Seti, I have done his character quest, and so, you know, how he interacts in this particular chapter is very straightforward, in understanding that you have seen some of the personal quests. I also do like how Another Eden adjusts the story in the chapter depending on whether or not you have a particular character. So like I said, it's unfortunate that, you know, you need to have basically all the characters in order to kind of have the fully expanded universe of Another Eden. But I guess that's what gacha is for, right? To draw you in and make you want to pull more and try to get all those different characters and do all the story quests for those. Finally, one last note I would like to say is that you know, the chapter expands on Galliard and Helena being partners, and you know, it does explain kind of their past in a sort of way as well. I'm really looking forward to the next 2 chapters and kind of seeing where this all leads. Again, If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Also, I do have a Patreon account for those who are interested in supporting me that way. Now, like most story quests, I will stop talking and let you watch the rest of the video in peace. There is one boss battle at the end of this chapter, and so if you want to skip ahead to that area, I will be voicing that section of the video. Otherwise, the rest of this will be in silence. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you either at the boss battle, or we'll see you next time. Alright, so it looks like this is going to be the end of Chapter 2's boss battle. And so, if you have been watching along or following along, you'll note that we are here at the center of the KMS Research Center. And this has been abandoned for a number of years. And we're here to kind of retrieve the one and only copy of Galliard's data so that we can upload it into his body in order to fully recover his synth human form. Now his body has been repaired and healed by Sebastia, but of course retrieving the data has been a little bit more difficult. And so we actually had to come down in person and physically retrieve the data as opposed to downloading it remotely from the server. And so SETI's trusty drones, now he has one black one which is called Clock, and the white one is called Retro. And again, if you do have SETI, his character quests really explain the difference between the two drones and what they are capable of. Being that he is a top-notch COA intelligence officer, he utilizes Clock to do a lot of his data mining and some of the more intricate details in terms of hacking systems and so on and so forth. Now Retro is a little bit less high-tech, and his job is to destroy. He's a weapons drone. Anyways, unfortunately, it looks like we tripped the security features, and it looks like Clock has been now taken over and has summoned a very difficult boss for us to fight. Now, being that this is looks like an Agaterum, we're hoping that the same vulnerabilities apply. Keep in mind as well that not only here, but in the Another dungeons, you do need to arm or have a party with multiple characters that have the bonus to gather the Time Layer's force. And so in the notices, it does mention a list of characters, but they are also all associated with Elzion and this kind of more the COA as well. So for example, Renri, SETI, the new character Biaka, Helena, Rika, and so on and so forth. So for a full list, go to the notices and check it out there. You'll want to have those in your team, as many as possible. Now, here we go with the boss. So the main thing you need to know is it is weak to blunt. So if you do bring Amy, and especially if you do have her as a 5-star, she'll be very beneficial for both exploring this particular chapter as well as the subsequent Another dungeons. Rika is an inferior 4-star healer, and so if you choose to use someone stronger like Meryl, it'll make the fight a lot easier. Now, being that we got kicked back, we just brought Amy back in, and since her Valor Chance had boosted everyone's attack, we're going to use the AF right here. Now keep in mind, if you do use the AF, there is a HP stopper at 60% left, which is a 40% damage to the HP bar. So you can actually opt to hold your AF until below 60% because you can't end the battle in one full AF. You can see that it's gotten a secondary mode now. At this point, I would just recommend hitting the boss with everything you got, and like I said, the 5-star Amy makes it really easy, and especially if you have a high-powered bulk Faust as well. The triple down not only has a chance to stun, of course, it does a lot of damage as well. So you can see it right there, being that it's weak to that. Now, against your 4-star characters, the Helenas and the Rikas of the world, this battle is going to be a lot tougher, and so I recommend using Power Heal to just kind of heal every turn while you deal the damage with the 5-star character at your disposal if you do have it. Luckily, Amy is a free 5-star, and the only other 5-stars that are beneficial that give you a bonus are SETI, Renri, and of course the new one, Biaka. So, not too difficult of a battle, but certainly more challenging if you're not bringing a full party of 5-stars. And there you have it. So, again, I'll stop talking now and let you watch the rest of the video of the storyline in peace. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.